Welcome in everyone. Mailbox Sports is in the building. Postman 1914, how are you doing today? Postal Gang. Tonight we are doing something a bit different for the non-sport person. Tonight we get a first class delivery, a drama, maybe a few hot takes, and some straight up time sensitive reactions. We are going to try our hand at some reaction videos in the sports world. We have a band of three. Those three, the Killer T's of sorts, Travis, Hunter, Brittany is just no T, but she clocks all of the T in terms of being what I would like to say a penchant for drama. And when we talk about T, we're going to talk about teeth. And those teeth just happen to belong to one Aisha Curry. I won't tell you they big, but I will tell you that I'm big on some of the things that she says about her husband. So tonight, we are going to sort through the messy affairs that the mail delivers. Sometimes we deliver things that you don't want to get. Certified mail, child support things. We get a myriad of things that I would say classifies more so life, love, and fame continue to ship them out. And so grab your envelope openers, everybody. Tonight we're going to do something a bit different, and those reactions are going to be a bit of what I classify as a certified priority. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and share this with a friend so that we can get right into it. Got a couple questions. And the first question for us would be, as I stated, we got 3 different points of view to review. And shout out to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews while we speak of reactions. MTR did a breakdown on these 3 scenarios. We are going to listen to it in depth in the way in which he presents it and try to see if we can derive some questions and possibly some solutions. I won't even say that we get solutions today. We'll get conclusions. Maybe one day if I get good at this, we'll get better at being able to get into the solutions portion of it. But beforehand, we will look at it in the order in which I got it on the screen. Since nobody has given me any indication that they want to do it out of order, we will get straight into what I call the appetizer. Appetizer for me would be 1, Ayesha Curry. Now, if we do a recap on Ayesha Curry, Ayesha has said in an interview, setting no less, early on with Steph's fame, she would have preferred to be in the company of her own groupies to distance herself from the thoughts that she had about her husband being around groupies. So, not that you wanted your husband to disassociate. She wished she had her own team. Take that as you will. Maybe a roster, maybe not. But what we will do is talk about things like that because she's also had a thirst trapping controversy that I like to liken it myself to. And I say that because she has been known to speak about desiring other persons, i.e. other men, to like her photos on Instagram and other social media outlets. So it's kind of given the opportunity that maybe, just maybe, that's what she wants to portray as a wife. We're going to go ahead and get into it, and let's see if we can come up with our own conclusions. Ayesha Curry reveals that she never wanted to marry Steph. Let's find out. At any given time, you hear a block. That is because we are navigating a commercial of sorts, an ad. I don't get ad revenue, so we'll talk about it in a moment.
Was gonna end up playing basketball. He said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. I thought I was gonna be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know. Obviously, like the devil is a liar, and there's always the ladies will always be lurking, hoping for their moment and waiting. You need to be aware of that. But for me, I honestly hate it.
Ayesha Curry, please step to the front of the continent congregation. We'd love to have a word with you. Now, I will say this. The last time that we were really talking about Ayesha Curry was a couple of years ago. And at that time, I said what inevitably happened, which was, Ayesha, get out in front of these podcasts. Stop it. Put the mic down. You're embarrassing Steph. Okay. If you guys remember, a couple of years ago, she went on the infamous Red Table Talk, which is currently canceled. But that was Jada Pinkett and Entanglement Smith's podcast where they would get up and talk about all of this bullshit. Nevertheless, she went up on that podcast and was talking about her insecurities in dating one of the GOATs of the NBA, Steph Curry, and then eventually being married to him, saying that she lacked male attention in her marriage, and at which point the general sentiment of her comments from the audience was either A, shut up, you're blowing it, what are you doing? And then the other side is that, Steph, how could you marry somebody that is not keeping your name as high as what they possibly can within the limelight? You understand that when marrying a NBA star, he might have some groupies. You play your role, you play your positions, and you damn sure don't embarrass him by saying that you wish that you had groupies too. She then went on later and chastised Red.
So, as I stated, we just talked about the fact that she would not only not have a large underlying issue with him with groupies, but she would like to have her own roster. Isn't it ironic that her husband is on the roster? Let's keep going.
Table talk because she says that it was edited out of context. Nevertheless, we did additional content on Ayesha Curry, and it was specific to her behavior that we would all like to see from a fiance. Like back in like 2015, she would say things like this: everyone's into barely wearing clothes these days, huh? Not my style. I like to keep the good stuff covered up for the one who matters. Now, this was in stark contrast to a magazine shoot that she did in 2015, where she got into a studio, apparently naked, for a photographer, and this was posted on whatever magazine that it was at that time. And we had a discussion, a rational discussion, about how women's behavior may change once they lose out on the leverage that a man can just simply leave her for her bad behavior. And I also thought that was interesting that the person to repost this up on their page was none other than Steph Curry himself. There goes my baby. I believe that's Usher, all right? My Valentine. She did that on this magazine. It's probably not in circulation today, but that is besides the point.
Sweet July
Nevertheless,
magazine. She's
back up on these content streaks, and TikTok is currently speaking about some of her comments in regards to Steph Curry. So I wanted to open up that piece of content and get active on it, all right?
Let's see.
Without further ado,
Ayesha Curry, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to meet you. How are you doing today?
I'm hanging in there right now.
Let me give you all a quick side note. I know many people might not be Cub fans, but this young lady, the host of the Call Her Daddy podcast, sung the 7th Inning Stretch. That is a prominent song that is sung at the Chicago Cubs Stadium, Wrigley Field, especially when we're winning. It feels so good. This young lady tried to make it about her and absolutely bombed it. I mean, Apollo style. And the fact of the matter is, I'm wondering why they even have social media influences, and that would even include myself if I ever got to be that large, be able to have those experiences. But maybe, just maybe, other people would use them a bit better. Let's go ahead and get back to the pod, because I got a little sidetracked when they brought her out.
Now I'm really nervous to be here.
Wait, why?
I'm so excited.
Oh my God, Ayesha.
Yeah, so I'm just grateful. I'm excited. Hoping I don't get in trouble for the things that I say.
I was gonna say that, yeah, because she's got diarrhea of the mouth. So let's keep listening.
I feel like we're gonna have good girl talk.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna
think so
put.
too.
You're not in the hot seat. Like you.
Yeah, I know.
Is it good that I'm catching you in the off season, or
Yeah.
okay, good.
It's great.
So you're more chill during the off season.
Super chill. Yeah, I mean, it's still chaotic. It's always chaotic, but we're like learning to live in that.
What do you guys usually do during this time of year? Are you traveling? Are you staying at home?
Well, right now, because it's July. Is the most chaotic of the year, actually, of the whole calendar year, because 3 of our kids' birthdays are in July. Our anniversary is at the end of July. And it's like, if you play well, like for my husband, if you play well, you play until June.
And he usually plays well.
He usually plays well. This year we had a little bit more time, which was nice, but usually it's just 2 months and that's
they
it.
had an early exit this year, though.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And
so here, she said she thought she was going to be career girl. No, she didn't want kids, didn't want a husband. Yet she has 4 children now. And Wardell Stephen Curry, or Stephen, I should say, is your husband. Didn't want that, says it out loud. You have it now. What does it entail? Let's go.
And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It sounds like to me, Steph absolutely saved your life. It looked like you was going on that girl boss feminist, don't need no man around, which either ends up as a single mother or lonely and alone in their later years of life. But these comments confirm, right? Like it makes absolute sense. Her behavior that you see on these different podcasts 4 or 5 years ago, it was a sort of longing for either continuing to be out on the streets or to be seen as the leader of a relationship.
And he says leader of the relationship. I was going to say maybe promote her independence, show that she has her own voice, her own platform, and she was going to have her own trajectory before she just became Steph's wife.
Can't you just sit down and be okay with your $100 million man? Just more information that you could be adored by millions of people worth $100 million and more, over 6 foot tall, and they still ain't gonna be happy.
Well, it's so interesting you say that because I want to talk a lot about that today because I relate to you in that way. Like, I really, really never thought I was going to get married. I'm like, there is actually no way that's ever going to happen. And then it happens and you're like, maybe I didn't know myself that well. And it's like, no, you knew yourself when you were young.
Yes.
And then life happens and then you grow up and then you have different wants and needs and that's okay to change your mind.
Yes.
But it's still shocking.
We're going to skip a little bit in the content because we're about to hear a bunch of unimportant rambling. Nevertheless, let's pick back up when they begin to speak about how they met.
I mean, like could this be something kind of way? Or are you like, no?
No, I was, and this was like my first real date.
And Aisha met.
So I was just nervous. I was nervous. It was like years of having a crush. And then years, like I just never thought that he would like someone like me. I just didn't think it was going to be a thing. I
you
thought
weren't
we
a friend
would be
group.
friends. Yeah.
Did you ever have anything in high school at all, or it was legit just friends?
No, just friends. Just friends. Yeah.
I get what you're saying of like you never saw him as something, but I'm
Yeah.
like, when you look back, is there any memory that you're like, maybe there was something or
No.
Now, she just asked her maybe if there was anything that she felt first date with Steph, and she said no. And she tried to needle it and ask, you sure it wasn't any spark? And she said emphatically no. As a husband, or as a, let's just even say a boyfriend, how can this type of revelation sting or have an effect, especially when you are considered one of the greatest athletes alive? I mean, Steph delivered several rings, including hers, but apparently the most important one wasn't always desired or cherished by this said winner on the screen. Nonetheless, I ask, how would you feel, or would you feel away, as they say, if your partner said that? Your mate, your spouse, your wife, that's what they saying. Because Aisha's saying this about her husband, and he is seen in a lot of eyes as a, for lack of a better term, very dominant or alpha-esque male. Very known, very prominent. And so we wonder if these are the things that she thinks and has thought since inception of their being together. Are these still the situations that keep her in front of the camera? Are these Michelle Obama vibes, as they say, Big Mike? No disrespect, but I'm just repeating what I've heard. And while we also want to get into this right here, I do want people to understand that this is not my overall thought on any of these. This is more so disclaimer to let you know that this is my thoughts about the info that we're reviewing. So let's not necessarily think that these are my thoughts, but let's get back into it, see if we can find anything else more important before we move on to Brittany Renner and PJ Washington.
Oh, never. I had a friend over who had a crush on his brother at the time, and she decided to call him, and they were giggling, and then they put, we're maybe like 15 at this time, and they put Stefan on the phone, and somebody said something about Canada, and so I was like, oh, I'm Canadian. And he's like, oh, do you like Canadian candy? And I'm like, I love Canadian candy. And so my aunt was coming into town from Canada. And so she brought some for me. And so I was like, oh, I'll bring you a bag to church the next time we're at church.
See, it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
I bring the bag and I literally, everybody's watching. I hand it to him and I don't say anything to him. I just shove it and walk away. Like, that's how shy.
Aisha.
I was.
And did you like him?
Shy.
You can get one.
She was shy. We're gonna skip ahead in her shydom.
Church group. You end up starting to date when you're in college, get married when you're 23 years old. Why get married so young?
Why waste time if you found the right one, right? That was I knew, having met my wife in high school, kind of her story and just, and her family and what she was about, very faith-oriented woman, and she was so driven. We didn't date, like you said, through high school, and got to college, and we met again. I like to say we've always met again out in LA when I was for the ESPYs after the tournament run, because she was living out there pursuing her acting career, and that was kind of just fate right there. We 2 kids from Charlotte.
Fate. So, you didn't get the girl in high school, even though you had dates. She wasn't feeling you. And then, during her failed acting career, you meet her again at the ESPYs. And now, and only now, is the book Happily Ever After. If that in itself does not sound a bit convincing that it's conspiracy to me. And I say that because can we really conceive the idea that it was just fate for them to meet again, and it just happened not to be when he was at Davidson playing ball, but after his notoriety at Davidson had come into effect and he happened to be in LA, and now it's like, I remember this guy used to like me. Maybe, just maybe, he still does. Let me go ahead and see if I can finesse him into kids, husband, and the life that I want. And while she may have some strong can we say that she has the ultimate level of needed respect, not only for a husband that has the level of stature that hers does, but a husband in general, with the way in which her thoughts online vastly oppose the way in which he's spoken about her in the past. That being said, we move on to the unmarried harlot of the group. One I like to liken to a Dre Michelle reincarnate. We're going to get right into what they call this wonderful, wonderful celebrity who was just what I call practicing Islamic faith months ago. She was in fact married to Kevin Gates for a moment. And in that moment, you wonder, she was married, had a husband, has a child, but she has that child with said NBA star PJ Washington. And so in this video, I think we get to see the dangers of not co-parenting, but in fact taking someone who is of internet fame, and she is famous for a particular reason, being sexually provocative and being not even lured but seduced into having the opportunity to have to co-parent. So let's see if the wrong package or the right package ended up on his doorstep and it just came from the wrong sender. Let's go ahead and check it out. they thought he was gonna get me. Thought he was gonna get me.
Okay, hold on, pause. This is what we're not doing. That he does it. But that's not okay. No, the thing is, this is the third time he's done it. This is the third time he's done it.
PJ in the red.
He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show up. Actually show up and do something then with him. Because he does this every time. No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't because anybody babysat. You gonna give him his bag and stuff?
That's terrible. 3 weeks in a row.
We'll find out who that is in the background, assisting her in her hyena pursuits momentarily.
And it's up with me. Just know that it's up.
What'd you say? What'd you say? I didn't hear you say it again.
Suck my dick.
If you had one, maybe I would. Yeah.
Hey, wish I would.
Yeah. What the fuck are you looking at?
Ass out my way.
Get your bitch ass out my driveway, ho.
Shit.
You don't pay for shit either.
$170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your son's bank account. $11,000 in your son's bank account, but $170 to that
You don't got shit in your...
Now, if you don't see, she said 170 racks in your girl bank account and 11 racks in your son's. And the person who said that, from my understanding, is Brittany's mother. Not even Brittany. 2. Well, I should say 1. More importantly, why are you a part of the conversation? 2. Why are you there and trying to take lead in the conversation? 3. How the hell do any of y'all know what he actually has provided to his girl? And nobody, unless we turn it over books, besides a mother, should know anything about the account or the monies that's in the said account for your son. So I'm trying to figure that out. Repink, tell me, does your mother involve herself to know about the kids' checking accounts based on their fathers? We are reviewing right now Brittany Renner crashing out on PJ Washington about finances, no less. Dre Michelle's love child or little sister is out here on the prowl getting her bag from NBA players and crashing out in the meantime. And she's doing so with her mother over things that I don't even know they concerned her. Let's listen.
Come on.
All right, so you guys are sort of content. I'm sure a lot of you guys are just in the comment section right now popping off. But let's go through and give a play-by-play just so I can give you my analysis of what's happening. But first and foremost, before we get started, it does not make me feel good to continue to go over piece of content after piece of content of the same exact thing, which is bitter baby mama sabotaging the relationship between a father and a child. And it makes it even more excruciating to see the behavior of where she gets it from, which is her own damn mama. This to me looks like a complete and utter setup. I mean, even if you look at his face in the beginning, he looks surprised, like a deer in headlights, why he was being recorded. And she's playing the perfect role of agent of chaos. And there's nothing that can make sense to them in this situation. They're just mad and upset because whatever they thought that either the relationship was going to be turned out not to be so. He's clearly moved on. And in fact, his girlfriend was sitting in the car right on the other side, and the mom started to pop off towards the girlfriend, and or they were upset that he's moving on and they do not have access to the amount of money that they thought that they were going.
Bingo. My whole assertion before I get back into the video and before I even thought about listening to the video is that you fumbled Kevin Gates in the way in which you thought that money was going to come to you. You have tried your hand at luring men to pay for your lifestyle, and you didn't think PJ, your baby daddy, was ever going to move on with his money because you thought, hey, he won't get nobody else. He ain't trying to be with nobody else. So all the bread can always go to his son. And that may be true, but it won't happen straight through your household. So let's see their reaction.
Going to have access to. Did you hear the reference towards $11,000 for a baby?
Like
what baby needs $11,000? It's not for the baby. It's for the lifestyle. Duh. We can all come to that very logical conclusion. But, you know, when you have a banshee yelling at you in your face, there's not much that you can say and or do. Anyway, let's give the play-by-play because I want to watch this wondrous Muslim woman work. Let's go.
Check out this screenshot of my...
You bastard child, you. Man. Watch this.
Now, it looks like at the door, it looked like the grandpappy is somehow caught in the middle of this. Notice how the grandpappy stood at the door. And he didn't do anything. He's not saying anything. Now, she's saying, hold on, pause. So she's saying pause because she knows that there's a camera behind him, knowing, ergo, that this was going to be a situation. Look at his face. He's confused.
That's not okay. No, the thing is,
he's like, come on. So what they're saying is that this is the third time that you've come to the door and the baby is screaming. See, the thing is that babies cry. You're in a tumultuous situation, co-parenting situation. Babies will be babies, but let's not.
He said it perfectly. Babies gonna be babies, and what I think she is attempting to do is utilize the baby's tears as a measure of disdain or dislike for his father, like he doesn't want to go, when in fact he just a fussy little baby. It's chaotic because y'all yelling, or you're yelling back and forth with his father, and mama ain't doing no services either because she's doing the exact same thing behind the scenes and later on right in his face. But let's go.
Skate over the fact that in a lot of these situations, the mother or the one that has more custody over the child can create these situations that are negative in nature. They will pollute the river, right? They will enter in poison. They know that the father's getting ready to come in, so they'll enter in the idea of either being sad that the baby is leaving, right? Or they'll make it a very stressful or an anxiety-ridden place or an environment before the baby leaves. So by the time that the baby is transferring ownership, the baby is already confused, it's nervous, it's scared, and then she's now trying to capture content of, see, look, pause, look. This is what happens when we give the baby over him, because you ain't shit, you ain't no man, you ain't doing what you supposed to be doing, or whatever it is that she's attempting to do right here. But let's
find out.
Keep listening.
Done it. He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show.
How do you know?
What I just tell you? He don't want to go with you. You instantly tried to justify crying from a child. He wasn't reaching back at you. He wasn't fighting against being in his father's arms. He was just crying. Let's go.
Oh, that it's not that he is a baby. It can't even protect itself from accidentally killing itself at this age. What do you mean he doesn't want to go for? Or is it that you're creating an environment where the baby is just so uncomfortable and scared that it doesn't know what's going on? It's not a warm transfer. It's a cold transfer. And as the father is walking away with the child, you're instigating more madness, more chaos. So within the baby's mind, it's a dirty ass feedback loop to think that this person is bad because of the situation or the environment that you are creating.
Actually show up and do something then with him.
That escalated cold, by the way.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't because anybody babies him.
So PJ said it's because y'all baby him, and then she's responding back, no, it's not. Nobody babies him. It's a baby.
Yeah, I understand both sides of that. Now, he is a baby, but he is not like, he's a toddler from the looks of it. Two, what PJ is saying is that he's a little boy and that he cannot be handled with kid gloves or mitts. It's only so much gentle parenting and love the little boy can get. He got to get some tough love, or he ain't going to learn how to stand up and be one day what you classify as a strong-willed man. Let's watch for a minute before we move into our main event. Hit the like button.
You're supposed to baby a baby.
That's terrible.
Keep paying attention.
3 weeks in a row.
That's what we disagree, MTR. He's not saying it like
He's
that.
there every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
He's there.
When you should be happy that he's trying to be an active participator in the baby's life.
It's his
you get upset and manufacture bullshit out of thin air that the baby is crying when you do this weird ass transfer and you cause all of this chaos. This is crazy. There's so many young people that grow up without a father that would wish that their father was there on a weekly basis. Would wish. And this is why so many men they give up after a while. And the child doesn't understand as they get older that the father chose his own safety, his own security, his own mental health, his own peace over continuing to deal with the serpent tongue of devil women like this. And shout out again to today's ad sponsor. I keep from a mature hoe. Only can you imagine? Imagine a classy, mature woman, right? Like the response to that in that situation, in a classy, mature, respectable woman, modest woman, sincere woman, feminine would never think to respond in this. And that's why I tell all my G's, when you vetting them, make sure that you look at their friends, make sure you look at their family. See as they operate. Watch the mama. Was the mama a old hoe, a young hoe? Would you think that the daughter was any different? You'd be crazy to think that the daughter would
say something. She didn't say something weird or weird in the way like she don't get down. She said something ridiculous. Nonetheless, before we move along, what do we think besides actually dealing with this harlot did PJ do wrong? So we're gonna listen to a little bit of it and we're gonna move along into the main event of where love and marriage can possibly go wrong.
What the f you looking at?
Okay.
Get your ass out my driveway.
So obviously, oh my bad.
You don't pay for shit either.
I'm sorry, we gotta rewind that real quick.
Ass out my driveway, ho.
Shit.
You don't pay for shit either. $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your son's bank account.
Now, here's the thing, and PJ should have never re-rolled down the window. Just get up out there. You're obviously in a ridiculous ass situation. You already know you about to be up on World Star. And your job as a man is to protect what's in that vehicle with you. Your girlfriend don't need to be involved in this shit. You need to protect what you value away from what you do not value. That's our jobs as men, to be shield. You keep the window up, you are still a shield. And then she's not even more in it. Your girlfriend not even more in it than what she needs to be. But you let the window down because they're starting to get to you, my G. And I would say of anything, you didn't get violent with them, right? You not going aggressive and calling them out their name.
Okay. What we can surmise from the whole thing is he is moving on to greener pastures. The well is drying up the way in which she knows it. All of her money plays are starting to play out. Could this mean that Brittany is on the move to find a new father for new children? Could be. Maybe so. Maybe not. I don't know. Is she a misunderstood individual or is she more so manipulative? I'm going to tell you that it's larger in terms of our conversation is about clout and money. More so than the responsibilities that she would have to adhere to for this kid. But let's get into the main feature. Speaking of a child, recently, the man of the hour, Travis Hunter, has been officially announced as a father with his new wife. And MTR, like everybody else can assume, is one of the first people to cover this money grab of a scam that might end up being the biggest fraud for the number 2 overall pick in the NFL this year. Let's go ahead, check out the video, and see if we can glean, is this genuine, altruistic love with a father, mother, child, husband, wife, or did she get alimony and child support in a matter of months? Let's check it out. Boom, 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 boom.
than not, Travis Hunter dropped $3.2 million on a massive mansion featuring 13 rooms. Many suspecting this was yet another move orchestrated by his wife, Leanna Lenny. Observers also noted her prominent baby bump that she may have used in pregnancy to pressure Travis into an early marriage.
My message
to Travis would be:
NFL players have the shortest careers of professional athletes. And so to get married at a time when you are in your highest possible earning years, without a prenuptial agreement drafted between you and the person that you like out of the other 8 billion other options more than anything, that's foolish.
These women don't understand men. They want to define what a real man is. They don't appreciate a man. They don't understand the values of a man that has integrity, discipline, morality, high work ethic. They don't give a shit. All they do is they look at you as the digits in your bank account. That's how they value you. Now, you all know we've been covering this Travis Hunter situation as it continues to develop, and lo and behold, it's been confirmed that his wife, Leanna Lenny, was pregnant for the last 9 months. But first things first, before we continue on in the content, let's give it a round of applause. All right? Let me extend my congratulations to them and wish them well. They've taken the next step in their lives, and I genuinely hope that it works out for the best. But with that being said, we've seen this same story play out time and time and time again. If Travis ends up being the exception to this rule, I'll be glad to see it. But the evidence and the countless examples from other men still point to the opposite outcome. Shout out, friend of the channel, Tip Network. They did a fantastic compilation in regards to this entire subject. So let's go through.
Shout out to Tip Network
and review
via
without
MTR.
further ado, link to the video without my commentary in the description box down below.
150.
Hey, catch out the bag.
Shout out to Corey.
Bring you down. They're gonna try to leave with your money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you got a girl that's for the streets. How can you cuff her? Now you look at Travis Hunter, for example. This is a young man. He got to get robbed before he be like, I should have listened. But we ain't knocking him. I mean, he just gonna lose his money. That's what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, he's gonna lose his money. Nothing we can do about it. Anybody who's smart, no, he gotta go through the fire before he realizes them people ain't got your back. And we know they ain't got your back because we see how they demonstrating while they in public with you.
Some lambs are meant for slaughter. Just because it is an alpha football player or rapper or athlete, it don't mean that he ever gonna be in a space where he understands who he is as a man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Craig.
Hey, if Craig didn't say something right there to make me think, he can be an alpha on the field and dominate, but he may never operate in a space to understand who he is as a man. Could that have a large part to do with how we choose a mate, a spouse, to procreate, the level in which we delve into sport and things of that nature, just because there may not be any other strong suits that you think of in your arsenal, and thus we never deliver or develop any more tools in the box. We just kind of go with the go-to. Let's keep listening.
Paid for slaughter.
Yeah.
And it's all out there for us to talk about because it's on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Many months later.
It's official. Travis Hunter is no longer a single man. He
Shout out
is
O'Shea.
legally married.
He topped off the wedding with buying her a $200,000 G-Wagon.
Right. And she wasn't even happy.
Travis Hunter rewarded Leanna Lenny with all of these things, even though he has absolute proof that she was cheating. He has absolute proof that she was doing X, Y, and Z.
We have each other's passwords, everything. We don't hide. Even if we don't get on it, we know each other.
Look at this boy in the back.
For literally everything. You're lying.
Despite all of the booty clapping evidence that we have, all of that cheek clapping stuff that we have, it doesn't matter because he loves her.
And this is exactly why they say love is blind. Some men just got to go through the fire themselves, because no matter how many signs, red flags, key indicators, people are going to wave in front of them as loud as what they possibly can. If they caught up and they deep in love and their nose is wide open and their emotions is wide open, then they will not listen to anybody. Sometimes the lessons have to be lived before.
Craig said,
got a fantasy draft?
Rams are made for slaughter. Some of them meant to be those wonderful chops that you get on your plate, or they come around for you at Fogo de Chao, or they come around at Texas de Brazil.
Let's go.
NFL players have the shortest careers of professional athletes. And so to get married at a time when you are in your highest possible earning years, without a prenuptial agreement drafted between you and the person that you like out of the other 8 billion other options more than anything, that's foolish. To say, I'm going to trust the government to protect my interest, every marriage ends. And 56% of marriages end in divorce. So if there's a 56% chance you're going to get hit in the head with a bowling ball when you walk out of the house, you're going to wear a helmet. So, Travis wears a helmet when he plays football last time I checked, which means is he looking to get a concussion? Is he looking to break his head? Is he looking? No,
That's a great point.
So,
all right. So I am the sports guy and I love sports. And if this man didn't break it down to you with sports analogies that make perfect sense, in Travis's echelon in terms of his earning power, potential, and where he is in life. That man said Travis plays football, he wears a helmet, and he doesn't wear that helmet with the expectation that he's going to get a concussion. He wears that helmet for the prevention of, just in case someone were to lower a shoulder, coming him helmet to helmet, anything that may be a knee. He wears that helmet for coming across that middle, or for sticking his head in there to make a tackle. And that's what the prenup that Dion suggested that he get, and several others before he entered to his nuptials. Those were the things that they spoke about. Now it has been understood that his bride or wife now was with child when they got married. They do not have any prenuptial agreements, and she has had issues with alleged infidelities well before they were together. And just like Aisha, she didn't really like him. So it's a running thing. They really don't like them. They like what you can do for them. But let's see if, as MTR said, can we have a harmonious ending, a happy ending, healthy children, more children, a long family life, and everyone who doubted it gets to have nothing but egg on their face as the young man and his wife and family continue to prosper? Or does he walk outside with that bowling ball that he did not have to take to the head, and he just said on the off chance, not wearing a helmet because I don't need to? Let's hear a bit more before we wrap up the ad.
I'm surprised that he's made the choice that he's made. It's a colossal lapse in judgment.
3 weeks later.
Shortly after tying the knot, Travis Hunter dropped $3.2 million on a massive mansion featuring 13 rooms. Many suspecting this was yet another move orchestrated by his wife, Leanna Lenny.
The number one thing Travis probably taught me throughout his college career is to be resilient no matter how much hate he received. He probably taught me how to be resilient and to just believe in myself and not listen to what other people say about me or what I'm doing.
Observers also noted her prominent baby bump that she may have used in pregnancy to pressure Travis into an early marriage.
My message to Travis would be to always put God first, to always celebrate God in the wins and the losses. I would tell him that I love him and I will be with him no matter what, no matter where we go in this journey.
Look at all the demon work they got going on. Now, we just saw a little bit of footage over there, and my question to you is, one, did Travis do a good enough job double checking the address on said package that is known as his bride? Was this a scheme for Leanna Lee? She Leanna Travis. That's what it is. Her last name Travis because she married to Mr. Travis Hunter. Whatever his last name is, that's his last name. With that being said, is he handling the spotlight well? I think he is, because you rarely hear anything from him. So in terms of the way in which he handles the situation and navigates it, especially with the upcoming season starting Thursday night, Eagles, Cowboys, Peacock, I believe. I'm repping for nobody, just showing you where you can find the game, NBC. And so, is this a ploy? Is this genuine? Only time can tell, and only time will tell. But I wanted to know, was Travis handling it well? I think Travis is giving it the best that he could. And so, all three stories, obviously, are tied together by the athlete and a prominent male athlete, and public relationships, their choices, whether they be pro or con, in terms of the reward or the consequence. We got to just stress and totally emphasize that the way in which you vet and deliver and love and fame can at times come with unexpected posts due. And we hoping that don't come for Travis. We're hoping that PJ is able to continue to navigate co-parenting the way in which he has. And despite what we may think about Aisha and Steph, many happy years together, many children later, no one has any insight into the secret to their recipe for success besides those persons alone. I invite you guys to drop your own letters in the email. MAB3sports. Well, MAB3. It's been a long day when we giving you emails that don't even exist anymore, as we have evolved and moved up. Mailboxsports3@yahoo.com. What am I talking about? We had to call a timeout right there and get it back in. Let me know exactly what type of content in the sports drama world you might want to react to. Let me know exactly if today's delivery was sufficient for your route. Whether it's Travis needing to double check his address book, Brittany and PJ fighting over who signs for the package known as the baby. Let's get there. Maybe Aisha reminding us that even though Steph wasn't her first class choice, that they still got to ship it to arrive the way in which they expected it to, which is happily ever after. One thing is clear, not every package or shipment arrives the way in which we expect, but you can expect consistent delivery from Mailbox Sports. So with that being said, keep your postage paid, keep your receipts ready. This is Mailbox Sports, Postman 1914. We are signing out. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Shout out to SBC Nation as we move it on over there and get it going for the cook-off. Have a nice evening, everybody. Until next delivery.